Hey everybody, I want to try this one more time. I'm having equipment problems here. I wanted to talk about chick days at feed stores, but I wanted to talk about what happened this morning to me, and it ties into what happened yesterday. I'm going to make one statement here. If you didn't see my community section, and you notice my video disappeared from yesterday, YouTube, the YouTube Nazi thought police overlords, decided it violated community standards. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it did. That's just their excuse that they used. It could have been anything in there, but you know, I kind of think I know why. Now ask yourself, a channel that's non-monetized, I've been up for 9 years on YouTube, and it's not monetized, and I have less than 3,000 subscribers. Because it's non-monetized, it doesn't get pulled up in algorithms as suggested content. It's only word of mouth. And I have said the same things I said yesterday over the course of the last year. I have not censored myself. I've said a lot of stuff, same exact stuff, in multiple videos over the last few years. And I just want to say, there would be nothing in the title to draw their attention to that video. It was Inner Sanctum Chat. It's too cold outside. And even the description box said nothing about what was in it. And of course I'm not monetized. I have a very small subscriber base at this time. And yet, all it takes is one butthurt soy boy crying to the playground monitors that the mean old lady won't let him bully her. He got his little bitty feelings hurt and he had to go tell. I know that's what happened. Now you can say, well, maybe there were keywords that came up because of the algorithm and that's what triggered, that's what alerted them to your video. Well, I've said the same thing for the last year and it didn't happen. Coincidentally, yesterday I banned somebody for being extremely rude and bullying and pretty vicious and insulting and name-calling, and he went running to the authorities because his widow feelings were hurt. Yeah, and so that's exactly what happened. I know that's what happened. I know that as sure as I'm sitting here, that's what happened. And really, that's all it takes. Nobody, and because there's nothing else that would have drawn them to that video except for that. So, I don't go down without a fight. Their excuse was, you know, it has to be misinformation about COVID and the vaccine. It's not misinformation. They are disseminating misinformation. They're the ones disseminating misinformation. All I did was say what flip-flop Fauci said years ago about a certain treatment. He's now changed his tune since he's got paid off $1 million in a prize. And a lot of other doctors are saying the same thing, and they've been censored and kicked off the platforms too. Doctors are saying it, not me, doctors. My platform, my channel has a lot of subscribed medical professionals who say the same thing that I said. So, who's disseminating misinformation here? The ones who have something to gain by it are the ones who are doing that. That includes YouTube, that includes Mark Zuckerberg, who himself said he would use extreme caution with this jab. He said it. I saw the backroom memo came right out of his mouth. It wasn't hearsay. I saw him say it. So, but you know, if I put that up there, they would have said it was misinformation coming right out of the big kahuna's mouth. So, you know, we live in a very crazy age where we're turning back to Nazi Germany and dividing up classes of people faster than you shake a stick at. So that's what happened. And a warning means that you get your wrist slapped a little bit, and the next time you do it, they yank your privileges for a week. I would assume after that they'll get rid of the channel entirely. But I don't go down without a fight. And they said, you can appeal this decision, which just means you can gripe at them a little bit and they won't do a damn thing. But I didn't miss my opportunity to put in my 800 words, 800 spaces. Not words, 800 spaces worth. And I said, you know, I have to ask, my channel's been on for 9 years. I don't even monetize and I have less than 3,000 subscribers, so why are you so afraid of my free speech? I only quoted medical professionals, flip-flop Fauci, and the side of the box, the mask box, it says, will not treat. Is not, you know how those boxes read anyway, but, you know, censorship is the name of the game today. So, but we still keep talking. As my subscriber, Victorious Vicky says, wear it like a badge of honor. And oh honey, I do. I do. George Orwell was a very smart man. And as you see on my channel banner, it says, in times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. So I am officially a revolutionary. I've been a revolutionary my whole life, I guess. But anyway, so let's talk about chick days at the feed stores. I have 2 feed stores local to me, and I want to comment on some of these things. Now, they're selling different things than the last time I actually got anything at a feed store. And I've never bought from the one feed store that it actually wasn't around when I first started having, first had chicks. But this is a newer feed store. Been around for a few years now, but I haven't purchased hatchery birds in that time, at least from them. They are having Chick Day starting March 5th. All are pullets, sexed pullets, unless otherwise noted. And March 5th they start with Heritage Rhode Island Reds. My question is, are they really? Are they really the dark black red true Rhode Island Reds from a hatchery? I have my doubts. Blue Wyandottes, that's another breed I'll not buy from a hatchery again. Every one of them, and a lot of people that I know, many people that I know who have had hatchery Wyandottes, they all died from egg yolk peritonitis or internal laying or some reproductive malfunction or cancer or something. So as much as I love Wyandottes, I don't think I'd ever buy them except from a breeder. A real breeder, not a propagator of hatchery stock, but a real breeder who breeds for quality. And of course assorted silkies, which you can't sex because they are bantams. Bantams are not sexed. You know that? Bantams are miniature chickens, for those who are not chicken people. Silkies are bantams and they're not sexed. So you get, it's anybody's guess if you're going to get boys or girls. You can get all boys, actually, with straight run. Most of the time you get a mix of them, but sometimes you get more boys than girls, and you can't have more boys than girls in most of these groups. And I am not a fan of silkies. So shoot me. I am not a fan of silkies. I call them Asian ground parrots. They don't roost. They sleep on the floor. I don't like their silky feathers. I'm just not a silky fan. They have black skin. They have 5 toes. They're very strange, but I'm not a fan. I've had silky barred rock mixes, but they didn't look like silkies. They had regular feathers and had little poofy heads, though. I call them the poofy head sisters. So I wouldn't buy those. They have olive eggers. Olive eggers are wonderful. They are they have a dark brown egg layer bred with a blue egg layer, and that gives you olive eggs. Really dark olive green, like an army green. I've had one of those. Those are cool eggs. French black copper Morans. Then on the 19th they have blue lace gold Wyandottes. is blue lace red Wyandottes. I don't know what a blue lace gold Wyandotte is. I don't know what that is unless they just miswrote something. French blue copper Morans, those are dark egg layers, really dark egg layers. Well, they're supposed to be. This is hatchery stock, so who knows what you're going to get. Then they got Buff Orpingtons. I won't buy hatchery Buff Orpingtons usually. I have had hatchery Buff Orpingtons from 2 different hatcheries early on, and I love them. They're fine girls. They're just not, you know, super quality girls. I've had breeder quality Buff Orpingtons. It's like a different bird entirely. Here we go. April 9th. Easter eggers, which are mixed genetics, possible blue egg layers or green egg layers. Most of the time they lay green. I mean, they're not, an Americana only lays blue eggs. Easter eggers can lay brown eggs, green eggs, blue eggs, pinkish brown eggs. They can lay anything because they're mixed genetics. So it's not a true breed. Easter egger is not a true breed. But they're neat birds. I mean, my 13-year-old June is an Easter egger. And assorted bantam cochins. Of course, those are straight run because they're bantams. This says straight run underneath it, and I'll put a picture up here for the flyer, and it says Easter eggers, assorted bantam cochins, in parentheses underneath it says straight run. So I don't know if the Easter eggers are straight run as well as the bantam cochins. I'm not sure. I don't necessarily want straight run Easter eggers. I don't mind straight run bantam cochins. Then, of course, April 16th, they have barred Plymouth Rocks, which I will never get from a hatchery again. Speckled Sussex, had one of those. Adorable, cute hen. Small cream-colored eggs. Salmon Faverols, and Americanas. They misspelled it. Americanas. It's supposed to be Americanas. It's not. They have Easter eggers separate from Americanas, and they misspelled Americana, so I'm not sure what the heck they've got. I mean, this is, and then the next date, they have June 2nd, June 16th, April 21st, they have Americanas only. And they separate from the Easter eggers, but I would be hard-pressed to believe they have Americanas at all. The last thing they have is chocolate Orpingtons. That's interesting for a hatchery to have. Now, I'm not a fan of the color chocolate Orpington. I don't think they photograph well, and I haven't seen one in person. And what kind of quality is a hatchery chocolate Orpington? I don't know. So that's my take on that one. That's the one in the next town from me, going back toward in Georgia. And then the feed store up in Murphy has got a big chick list. They get a lot more. Now, they used to get theirs from Mount Healthy. The other place gets theirs from Privet in New Mexico. Wayne's used to get theirs from Mount Healthy. I've had a couple of Buff Orpingtons and a couple of New Hampshires from Mount Healthy. I've also had those from breeder quality, and it's not the same at all. I'm not a fan of Mount Healthy's birds generally. So I don't know if they still get them from there. If they do, I'm not sure I'm really thrilled with that. But they've got a lot of the regular egg laying, here comes the egg yolk peritonitis crowd. They have a lot of hybrid layers, like the golden comets, the amber links. Those are, and the black sex links, those are hybrids. They are not a true breed, they are a hybrid. And they tend to have egg issues. They're built to lay like gangbusters for a couple of years, and then they usually have a lot of reproductive malfunctions. Now, there are exceptions, but most of the time I would avoid that. Unless you make the cross yourself from two good breeder quality birds and you make the cross, then you're probably going to get a sex link that lives longer. And they have blue rocks, like my Neela and Alice, blue Plymouth rocks. If that's what they are, I'm hoping that's what they are. I don't know why they would call it a blue rock if it wasn't. They're golden comet, amber link, and black sex link are all hybrid layers that they lay really well, but they're not going to live to be 13 years old probably. Most of them won't. And then they'll have ducks, a duck assortment, straight run duck assortment, and a bantam assortment on March 30th. And let's see what else they have. The usual Wyandottes, regular leghorns, brown leghorns. Then they got Cornish cross, Freedom Rangers, which are, I guess, meat birds. Buckeyes. They have Buckeyes. Buckeye is a true American breed. It was created by a woman. I forgot her name. I think it starts with an N, Nell or something. They're like a deep dark Rhode Island red with a pea comb like the Brahmas. I think it's a pea comb, or is it rose comb? Gosh, I forgot. It's a little, one of the little, it's not a big single combs. I think it's a pea comb on a buckeye. Y'all who know buckeyes, yeah, I guess I should look that up again. Haven't thought about them in a long time. Those are really good birds. Welsumers, they lay really dark speckled eggs, really kind of a terracotta color. I had Welsumers. They don't have much personality, the birds. They're kind of like they're just there. Just kind of their eggs were pretty. And then on May 20th, they have French Guineas, straight run. French Guineas are the same thing as jumbo Guineas. They are bred for being a meat Guinea, and they lay further into the winter than a regular Guinea fowl. They only come in one color that I'm aware of, gray pearl. I don't think they have expanded any colors in French Guineas, not that I'm aware of. And they have turkeys. They're going to have turkeys that day, bronze, white, and artisan gold. I'd never heard of artisan gold. I like royal palms myself. And then they have ringneck pheasants on May 27th, and I don't like pheasants. I think they creep me out. I'm sorry. Pheasants to me are creepy. I don't know, that's weird. But anyway, that's the chick list. That's my choices. So I'm really thinking about this Cohutta Country store. That April 9th, the Easter Eggers and Assorted Bantam Cochins, running those together. If that was sexed Easter Egger Pullets and Assorted Bantam Cochins, that might be something to think about. So I have a while, and I'm going to do a big barn clean out. I'm going to get the birds separated into several pens and places around the property. And my husband's going to use this big compressor, and we're going to blow that. The dust in there is like that thick now from being, them stuck in there over the winter and not being able to get them all out. So now that I have a lot fewer birds in there, because so many passed away over the last year or so, I'm going to get everybody out, and I'm going to blow all that dust out of that barn, and we're going to start fresh. And I'll have an extra pen. I may put the little bantams back in their little coop with a covered pen so that they can spend the summer over there and spend more time outside. I put them in the barn for the winter. I'm going to put them back in their little coop for the summer probably. So we'll see. But that's what's going on with Chick Days, and that was my take on what they're selling. I've never had any Morans, black copper or blue copper Morans, either one. But they lay the very dark eggs, dark brown eggs. They're supposed to. This is hatchery stock, so you might not get the kind of egg you think you're going to get. Olive eggers, I love olive eggers. They're bred with the dark brown egg layer. It's basically a blue or green egg layer bred with a dark brown egg layer, and you get what they call olive eggs. It's kind of like an army green color. It's really kind of a cool egg. That's what they're having around here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think about that. I don't really want French Guineas. I want something with a color, And, hi Elijah. I like Elijah, my friend here, he's got some lavenders, so we may make a deal on that one. I don't know. We'll see. I've never actually hatched Guineas in an incubator. I know they take 28 days instead of 21, like for chickens. They take more like 28 days. I've never done that before. Oh! Brahma. I got a Brahma egg yesterday. They hadn't been laying for a while. I got a Brahma egg, so we're cranking up again. So that's all I want to say. I hope this thing works because my equipment's giving me a lot of problems on his, I don't know, something but this little SD card. I did a whole video and put it in there, and it said that it wouldn't play. Just nothing there. It said there was something there, but it wouldn't play it. So I don't know. Equipment error. That's what's going on. So we're going to fight against the censorship much as we can and continue doing what we do. Bye, y'all.